Hello and welcome back to another Star Citizen video. Today we're gonna have IAE 2954 day 5 and it is the RSI or I kind of messed it up. You know what? I don't want to re-record again. It is the Robert Space Industry Day, all right, or the brand, right, RSI. And today we're going to talk a lot about big ships for sure, which is the RSI Polaris, the star of the show for IAE 2954, in my opinion. In fact, actually, I think it is, okay? They start off by saying, hey, here is the Polaris. You can now buy and fly in the verse. And there goes without saying, the biggest PSA that I would say, you do not need to buy any of this ship with real money. If you want to support CIG, sure, buy a ship or two if you want to. But do note, you have to treat it as a product. And I don't want to use the word donation. Just put the word contribution to the development of Star Citizen. All right, that's why you only want to, I'm not saying only want to, if you want to buy ships, that's the only reason, okay? The ships is just extra. So with that, you can fly every ship in the verse. It should be able to, you should be able to fly every ship in the verse for free. All you need is a starter pack. And what's better than a starter pack? A discounted starter pack. And of course, if you are still on the fence, you can still play Star Citizen for free during the IAE 2954 event. So that's the best part, okay? So with that, without further ado, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification button and help this channel grow. And let's check out Robert Space Industry. And we're gonna start off with the star of the show, of course, the RSI Polaris. We're going to talk a little bit later, so I'm going to just put it on the side first. We want to go through some of the most important thing, which is the Warborn Daily Deal. Now, if you want to upgrade to larger and more expensive ship, you want to utilize the Warborn Daily Deal as best as you can. The Constellation Aquila is a good ship. Good ship. Okay, the reason why I say it's a good ship because the price tag kind of makes it a little bit, yeah, 290 for the cheapest. So you can, yeah, from the Sentinel you can upgrade to. And of course retail is 315, which is slightly expensive. I mean, slightly. I think more like very expensive. Okay, we're gonna start off with the lineup. Start off with the Apollo Medivac. Now for me, I think if I want the best daily driver, when I want to go for first-person shooting, either the Apollo Triage or the Apollo Medivac. In my opinion, I think this is the best medical ship out there because currently, according to the stats, there is up to tier 1 medical bed, which is, I think it's crucial. Downside is it is expensive, $275 just for a medical bed. Yeah, that is way too expensive. So the difference between the Medivac and the Triage, the Medivac has a little bit more armor versus the Triage. That's the difference, $25 difference. I would pick the Medivac. Might as well, right? $25, get the best bang of the best bang for my buck. But then again, is it the best bang for my buck? $275? Question mark? Yeah, no. For those who in general, if you don't have a very specific task at hand, yeah, this two ship is an easy skip because we have better options out there. Next up, we have the RSI Arastra. Now, this ship piqued my interest during the launch of the concept sale. However, the price tag makes me go, $575, that's a lot of money. It is a mining and refining ship all in one package. So the Arastra is technically a I wouldn't say self-sufficient, but it is a closed loop for the mining and refining gameplay. Whatever you can mine, you can refine on this ship. I do hope so, okay? And basically you skip one process, so you can directly mine and sell if you want to. Now, because of the crafting option in the game right now, not in the game, in the future patch of the game. We do not know how crafting works just yet. We do have a demo, but if that's the case, that you take raw resources and you craft, obviously, the Arastra might be a good pick for people who wants to operate solely on just mining, refining, and then crafting. Yeah, because all you do is just mine you just mine, refine, you already got your materials, then you just find a base that you can craft. Ta-da! Price tag, the price tag's crazy right now. So I'm gonna put a pin on that ship due to the gameplay. Its price, like I said, it's too expensive. Next up, the Aurora series. Now we have the CL, which is a freighter version. We have the ES exploration version. LN, okay, so LN is a new, not say new acronym, but for the RSI lineup in general, or in general for Star Citizen, yeah, LN is a little bit different because you got LX, which is luxury. This is more of a Legionnaire. That was the original name though. So it's a more of a fighter. And then LX, okay, so this is for luxury. And that's an MR, so marquee. So this one's a bit weird though, because Zeus MR, it's a little bit different than the Aurora MR in terms of functionality. So normally when you buy a starter ship, MR is the ship to go to, that they will give it to you. LX is luxury. Normally you would just upgrade to the Aurora LN, but of course for the price tag of $40, actually it's decent. ES is the entry level, straight up. CL is the cargo variant. So that's it. Aurora in general is a starter ship. It's a starter ship out there, so that's that. Next up, one of my favorite ship in the verse, actually the ship that I can recommend, right? That is a large ship in general, and it's multi-crewable plus solo ship. Okay, the reason why I use multi-crewable because it has options for you to do multi-crew, but technically it's kind of a solo ship in a way. So the constellation Andromeda has a snout fighter built in, and this is the P-52 Merlin at $240. This is technically the complete package of a multi-crew ship. However, there is a new kid in the block that will contest with the constellation Andromeda, and you guys already know it is the Star Lancer at $225 Warborn. Arguably, the Star Lancer is a more complete ship experience versus the constellation Andromeda. The Andromeda used to be the ship experience, but now the new kit, yeah, the new hot stuff, that's what they call it. At $240, not bad. Probably this is the go-to goal if you want to do a progression upgrade. But normally when you reach to the Constellation series size or the large ship size with multi-crew capability, yeah, the price tag will determine whether it's good or not. So $240 for the Andromeda, $315 for the Aquila, or $290. This is an exploration variant. The Phoenix is $350. This is the luxury touring. Personally, this is way too much for normal person to even handle it. At $350, there are better alternatives. But when it comes to luxury, nope, there is better alternative, right? There is. The brand is not out yet, so we're going to take a look at the brand when it's out. The luxury brand called Origin Jumpworks. Next up, we have the Constellation Taurus. Now, the Taurus is the cheapest Constellation series ship, and it's the best value. If you want to do cargo hauling with PvP on the side, the Constellation Taurus is the best for the price tag of $200. It can carry an Ursa, no problem. So that's it. Any ship. Okay, so we have reached in a territory where what determines a good large ship? Any large ship that can carry a Taurus, an Ursa, namely an Ursa Medivac. Straight away, that ship is a good candidate for selection. Doesn't matter if you're going to spend real money or not. If, like for example, if you're going to fly in the verse, any large ship that can carry an Ursa literally earns a spot. Number two, obviously, we want to see if there is pilot control weapons. In this case, the Constellation Taurus has pilot control weapons. In fact, all the Constellation series has pilot control weapons, and they are beefy. And that's the reason why this ship is awesome. All right. Next up, we're going to move up to an interesting modular ship, which is the Galaxy at $380. Now, we're going to take a little look at the modules. Because this ship is one of the ships that I would... Oh, no. Okay, I need to rephrase that a little bit because technically it's not really a daily driver, technically, but it's... I would call it daily driver, advanced daily driver, okay? All right, because big ship's gonna fly like a brick, regardless how you're gonna see it, okay? So in this case, the reason why this could be this would be my advanced daily driver because it has modularity. If I want cargo, no problem. How much can I carry? Did it say 512 SCU? If I want to do medical gameplay, no problem. I can bring out the medical gameplay loop. If I want a refinery, normally I'm not bothered with refinery. Oh, that's it. They removed it. Ah, no. Okay, forget about this guy. This is for people who have way too much money. Oh no, there used to be a built module. Okay, you know what? The Galaxy kind of dropped in my list a little bit. It's official now, okay? It's official for now. Until they revise this ship during launch, then I'll reconsider again. Now, the problem is there's supposed to be a build somewhere, according to some of the people in CIG, but I'm going to treat it right now. Whatever I see is what I get. So the Galaxy is only 2/3 of its capability. Cargo, medical bay, and yeah, refinery, I'm not so bothered, like I said. But it's good. Good to have. So the Galaxy is almost good. I need the build module. If this guy has the building module, it will be chef kiss. All right. At $380, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna buy the base Galaxy and then I earn my way to get its module. So one of the biggest reasons why I say it's an advanced daily driver, medical bay. That's it. Medical bay is important. Yeah, and it can fit an Ursa anyway if you want to use the cargo. So win-win in this case. Win-win. Price tag, not really. Next up, we have the Lynx, which is the luxury version of the Ursa at $60 vehicle. Easy skip. We're gonna skip the Mantis first. No, they should put the Lynx and the Ursa side by side. Then we can compare. Anyway, if that's the case, we're gonna go to the Mantis. Now, the Mantis is a niche ship. It's like a profession ship. However, it's not really a profession ship. It's a combat interdictor. This is the first ship that offers a quantum dampener. At $150, the Mantis used to be a good ship to have in your guerrilla warfare fleet, right? If you want to do a blockade, Mantis is one of those ships to have. However, there is a competitor coming in close which offer a little bit better armaments. Price tag is not really cheap, but relatively cheap-ish compared to the Mantis. Yeah, the Mantis right now is an odd little duckling. Odd little duckling in the lineup. Right? Still nice to see it because variety is king. But purpose-wise, the price tag is tough to justify to get a Mantis with real money. Okay, that's all. Next up, my second favorite ship in the game. Technically, this is my first ship, right? After I went into the big ship category, the large supersized ship, actually I kind of love mining in general. That's how I started in all this little space sim stuff. And fun fact is, my first profession in EVE Online, okay, and a very old MMO space game, still alive and kicking, which is great, but they changed a few things, which I decided, you know what, it's time to retire from that game and move on to Star Citizen. So Orion is the heaviest mining ship, and laser beams for days. Now, one thing I want to see on the Orion right now, okay, currently it's on paper, I do not know if they want to move forward to this, is we can crack smaller asteroids. If we can do that, and if it's still on the table, the Orion is literally my best favorite ship. In fact, actually no, it's number one. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do a small little ranking on my ship, right? What ship that I am looking forward to, and its capital size. It's awesome. Awesome ship. So that's that. $650. Yup, this ship is okay for an industrial ship. $650 seems to be. You can get it cheaper. What am I talking about? Next up, we have the Perseus. Now, the Perseus is a gunboat at $675. This is cheaper than the Hammerhead. Wow. No, I just realized Hammerhead is $725. And plus, it just crushed a Hammerhead here. Okay, now the Perseus versus the Hammerhead is one of those things that we can talk about all day long. And of course, there are two sides of thought for it. For me personally, Perseus might be a little bit better. Okay, hear me out. Just a little bit better when it comes to fighting with bigger ships. Now, we do not know the stats of the Perseus yet. Can it withstand enough from light fighters and medium fighters? I know heavy fighters, Perseus will have some have some tough time, that's for sure. But then again, most small ships needs to chase the Perseus or need to get in range of the Perseus before they can engage. The Perseus has twin size 7 turret, not one but two twin S7 currently right now. If they change this to size 8, oh no, Perseus literally becomes one of the best. I wouldn't say the best, but the best capital, I won't say capital ship killer per se. That still belongs to the Polaris with its torpedo. But the Perseus will be able to go toe to toe with the Polaris. Yes, if it's a size 8, because you can bombard all day long. That's how you put it. Yeah, you can bombard the Hammerhead. Hammerhead's going to be easy prey for the Perseus, even though if it's not size 8, just size 7. These guys can hammer you for days. Yeah, of course, if it's efficiently, no, not efficiently, if it's fully crewed and you have the most efficient modules on it, okay? I'm just going to say it. The base version is going to be the crappiest version. Anyway, $675. This ship might be a ship that you want to pay attention to if you don't want the Polaris. Now, the Polaris has went up in price, say, from $750. That was the price tag. I think the original price tag was $6. I've forgotten if it was at 6, but anyway, at $750, jump all the way up to $975. That's $975. Oh boy, I expected it to actually hit almost 1,000. In fact, actually, truth to be told, I want it to be below 1,000, but part of me says it should go on the line of $1,000. But anyway, this is super close, 975. It's crazy. Crazy, right? 850 for Warborn. You get a paint, bastards. But anyway, I'm not bothered with skin. Although they have one skin that I think it's kind of coolish. We're not gonna leave the Polaris on the side because there is a page for it. We're gonna talk about Polaris later. Next up, we have the Scorpius at $240. This is the X-Wing version in the verse, and it is actually not bad. Sadly, the $240. You need a co-pilot for the Scorpius in order to fully utilizes its DPS. If you only pilot yourself, your DPS is cut by half. I think literally 50%. Unfortunately. So that's that for the Scorpius. $240. If you're gonna pay so much, sadly the Vanguard Warden still kinda take the kick. Extra $20. You get more pew pew to yourself. Next up, we have the Scorpius Antares. Now, this ship is mainly for flavor in the verse. All right, $230. You lose your co-pilot turret, but you gain with if I'm not mistaken, EMP and interdiction. Did it say anything? EMP and quantum dampener. Yes, there we go. So you gain a utility with your co-pilot. Your co-pilot will have electronic warfare capability, which is quantum dampener and what you call EMP. So that's that. It's just easy skip because you need to have co-pilot anyway, and your DPS cut by half. So painful. Next up, we have the Ursa rover at $50. Now, this little cute vehicle is great, but what's better than an Ursa? It is the Ursa Medivac or NURSA, depending on how you want to call it. I think NURSA kind of rhymes off the tongue. The difference between the Ursa and the Ursa Medivac, the Ursa Medivac offers a tier 3 bed. Did they say tier 3 bed? Yeah, tier 3 medical bed for immediate treatment. Now, because of the constant change on the medical gameplay, everything is subject to change, but at its current iteration, you can respawn on a T3 bed, and that is a good vehicle to date. Yep, this is the only vehicle. Truth to be told, if you want to spend real money for a vehicle, I think this is the only one that I can close a blind eye and say, okay, fine. And this is the only vehicle that I can wholeheartedly say, yes, if you want to get it in the verse, if you want a vehicle, Ursa Medivac. Next up, we have the Zeus series, all right, the Zeus Mark II. We're going to start off with the Mark II CL, which is a freighter version, ES, which is expedition. Now, price tag, they are the same, but they have different roles. Now, I know some people will give me heat on this, but in my opinion, the ES is nice and great, but normally you would want to go for the CL instead because of the tractor beam. No tractor beam, yes tractor beam, and of course larger cargo space. The ES right now is a little bit like I said, I do not know how the exploration is gonna play in the game at the moment, so it's a tough ship to recommend for the ES, and that's about it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, it's not to say it's a bad ship, but it's a hard ship to recommend, right? If you enjoy flying the ship, hey, go for it. Go for it, because the next ship is what I'm looking forward to, which is the Zeus Mark II MR. At $190, this ship is cheaper than the Scorpius. It offers the same amount, the same utility, which is EMP and QED. And to top it off, right, extra $40 from the Mantis, you get a properly built, not properly built, a spaceship, a proper spaceship versus a Mantis. That's how I put it. Yeah, so that's the problem with Mantis right now. I do not know where the Mantis is, thanks to the Zeus Mark II. In fact, the Scorpius and Terras do have a place when it comes to flavor. Again, Mantis comes to flavor as well. But when it comes to guerrilla warfare with players, I think most players will choose the Zeus Mark II MR over the Scorpius and Terras. The only if is if speed is not a concern. I'm gonna say the Zeus Mark II definitely flies slower than the Scorpius, that's for sure. All right. I think that's the reason why the price tag for the Scorpius is a little bit higher, but the question is it cheap? No, not cheap enough. Is the difference good enough to separate both of this ship? Yeah. Of course, the Zeus Mark II MR will go up in price because this currently is in concept. So if this is close to Scorpius and Terra's price tag, oh, this is tough, right? This is tough because the Zeus MR. No, I'm gonna pick the Zeus Mark II MR. Easy, because it has interior space and you kind of have a livery in the ship, so it's not just a what you call this interdiction ship, and it's called next gen, right? Okay, fine, I'll give it to you because you can do cargo deliveries and whatnot, so it's kind of more of a ship. That's how I put it. I think this year Star Citizen likes more ship than function, which is good, I think. But because of that, a lot of ships are way too expensive for its role, sadly. So that's that for the RSI lineup. Do we have any special offer that is not years? None. So we're going to take a little quick look on the Polaris. Just a quick little look before we end the video, because the Polaris will have its own video and I will talk a lot about the Polaris because this ship has everything that I wanted and complained a little bit on any big ships that I started. Okay, so let's see, built for modern flight. Yep, nope, not bothered. Okay, so the first thing you want to know is that the primary front turret is a bespoke size 6. That's a little bit beefy, and that's the reason why I think the Perseus should be a size 8 versus a size 7. Yeah, that's all. But no, you got at least a decent large ship and anti-large ship weapons if you don't want to use your torpedo, which is nice. You got 28 size 10 torpedoes, right? If you can unload this all day long, ooh, it will be delicious, right? All the Idris tears you can harvest. Next up, we have 2 bespoke front-mounted missile racks, which is a size 3, not bad. And of course, rear remote turrets, 2 size 4 and 12 size 2. Okay, yeah, no. So 2 size 4 missile mounts with 12 size 2 missiles. Now the question is this still bespoke as well, or is this swappable? At the moment, I think it looks like it's a bespoke because you have size 4, size 3. Yeah, no, size 2, size 3 missiles. Yeah, okay. No. Next up, we want to have CR man turret, right? 2 man turret, size 4, nice. 2 size 2 side, size 3, so that's the side, and 1 remote lower rear turret, size 3. Not bad, right? It's a quad man turret, which is nice, right? Nice little defense. But what's better than that? Did they say about point defense system? No? Ah, come on, that's a feature by itself. Oh, no. So basically, the Polaris has anti-missile system, or they call it PDS, point defense system. It's fantastic, okay? Yeah, that means this guy will have a tough time. No, not have a tough, will have an easy time defending from missiles. Yeah, that means missile ship will have a tough time trying to break in. That's for sure. Of course, it's not cheap to maintain the Polaris, okay? That's for sure. So one of the biggest thing that I love the Polaris is the hangar bay, and it has a medical bay. Any ship that has a built-in medical bay literally gets a +1 for me. Of course, we want to see the amenities as well, see if it's stacked up or not. If it's a yes, great. If it's a no, yeah, we want to reevaluate. So in this case, the Polaris has everything that I want from a Carrack except the exploration module. But because this is a capital ship, I wonder how much of the difference between the two exploration module. Like, we really need, how does exploration work? Is it just scanning, or is it something more? I do hope it's something more, so it gives the Carrack more purpose to have it. That's how I put it. But currently, right now, it's just scanning. So if it's a scanning gameplay, then obviously capital size ship is much better. Yeah, that's all. That's all. All right, we're gonna revisit all this exploration stuff when it's live. For now, this is all just fluff. So okay, we've got torpedo base and whatnot, which is cool. Now let's look at the ping. Just a quick little look. One of my favorite one is actually the Sirius, right? Blue and yellow accent, and that's nice. All right. If we go look at Apex, Apex is cool though. It's cool, but it's a little flat. Sure, some people will like it, which is great. Again, Quasar is nice. Actually, Quasar? No. Yeah, Quasar looks shiny, which is actually not bad too. You know what? I'll take it back. Yeah, but I like the Sirius a little bit because this one is kinda, I think they kinda Photoshop a little bit because Apex, normal color. Sirius, normal color. Quasar, they did a little bit of enhancement. Naughty. So yeah, that's it. So that's that. 576 SCU, seats 12. Okay, we're gonna take a look at this deeper again. Not bother with the price tag. Yeah, don't bother with all this. We're gonna take a look at the 3 paint pack for the $4 is. All right, so that's the Polaris, the star of IAE 2954. Large ships are nice to, I wouldn't say fly, but nice to play around. One of the biggest reasons, before I close the video, I choose big ships over small ships in general for Star Citizen because I want to have a spaceship experience. That's it. That's the only reason why I want big ships. The spaceship experience. Not a lot of game has the spaceship experience. Most of them have the combat experience in space. We don't really have a mining experience in space. A little bit, all right? I'll give it. There are some games that has a little bit of gameplay loop, but when it comes to a complete interior spaceship, so far we have none. Closest thing I can think of right now is not like Star Citizen. It's No Man's Sky for the freighters that you can walk around and build, which is great. Second runner up is Starfield. All right. Unfortunately, Starfield suffers a few things, actually a lot of things. Right, it has spaceship interiors, but it's kind of static. So that's the reason why I love big ships in Star Citizen, and in this case, the Polaris does scratch the itch. Yeah. So far, Carrack, Polaris. No, okay. Carrack, Polaris. Do we have any other ships? C2, like so-so. Caterpillar, yes. Starfarer, yes. Those two should really scratch the itch. You know what? I will throw in the C2 as well. The C2 does offer a very, I'll call it the mini Idris. Because the way the ship opens up its hangar bay, not hangar bay, the cargo bay. Love it. Because it reminds me of, not say it reminds me, it's obviously they want to build it quite similar to the C2 not C2 Hercules, the 180 C180 Hercules, the real life Hercules ship, plane ship. All right. Anyway, and I think there's another ship that calls super something, Super Galaxy. I've forgotten. I totally forgotten. I might get the wrong model as well. Anyway, that's all I have for you for today. It is a long video for this round, so for those who managed to stick around until here, I thank you. Feel free to let me know down in the comments below if you watched the full entire thing. And until then, all right, I will see you in the verse and fly safe. Yeah. Wow, lots of stuff. Yeah, you know what? That's it. I don't want to take too long.